Greetings, traveler. In the games industry, we often talk about game pillars and how important they are for our game's construction and success. However, it seems that almost no game development teams out there are actually using it in a way that's connected to the work that they're doing in the game design for the game. So why is that? Let's talk about this today. If you don't know what game pillars are, please stick around until the end because I'm going to link a video about uh, what they are specifically and how to make them. So I'm Xanthos. I've been working in the games industry for over 13 years now. And now that I think about it, it's extremely strange how basically almost all of the games I worked on over the years did not have any specific set of game pillars. We're just sort of making the game based on the director's general idea and design document about the game, which, yes, it described a certain type of game in some detail, but there was no conceptual order to what the game is supposed to be and what the vision is and what the pillars are and how they connect to all the game features that we're developing. So I came up today with 3 reasons why apparently, even though the game pillars are so important, almost nobody seems to be using them. So let's start with number 1. The main reason why people don't use game pillars, in my experience, is because they don't think they're necessary. They think that the director or the producer or the game designers or the team in general have such a clear image of the game they want to make in their mind, so it's not necessary to create these pillar things and put them in a document and have them somewhere where the entire team can see them. Everybody knows the game so well, so having them written out would be completely unnecessary. I think that leads us to the hard mode where, yes, everybody might have an idea of what the game is supposed to be or even what the pillars are supposed to be, but undoubtedly this will result in a situation where everybody has a different idea about what these game pillars are or what the game itself is supposed to be. Moreover, since there is no clear list of these game pillars, nobody knows how the features they're making are connected to the game pillars themselves and how that connects to the game vision. So it's very easy to lead ourselves into this situation where we think we know what we're doing, but everybody's quietly and secretly working on the game in their own way with their own understanding, and there's no common reference point for where to direct our work. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that it's not that the game pillars are not created. Somebody did go through the trouble of making them and making them clear and making sure they make sense and they're connected to the vision of the game and so on. But that's where the work on the pillars stopped. They are there and they're in a document somewhere and somebody wrote them, but they're never discussed during the development of the game. When a new feature is suggested, nobody checks if it's in line with the game pillars, nobody checks if it supports any of the game pillars or even if it's connected to it at all. And basically they think, yeah, okay, the big game pillars exist, but they're not really the game. The features that we're making are the game, or the builds that we're making are the game. So really, game pillars are unnecessary if you think about it, and that's why nobody looks at it. That unfortunately leads us to the very, very hard mode of game development where, again, we're working on the game thinking that we're going in the right direction, but who can tell us if that's the case? If we don't have the game pillars to be able to reference in our work and know if what we're making is in line with what we're setting out to achieve in the first place, yes, we can still achieve something cool. Yes, we still can work every day without knowing it, without knowing how our work connects to the pillars, but it is extremely easy to get lost in this process. It is extremely easy to keep on working day after day, thinking that we're making progress, but we don't know if we're making progress, and we don't know if we're making progress in the right direction. So again, it's not impossible to make a good game in this way, but we're just making things unfathomably difficult for ourselves for no good reason. So that's my experience. And the third reason why game dev teams seem to not use game pillars is quite simply because they don't know how to make them, or they don't know why to make them. So yes, it's something that people discuss, but you'll be surprised to know how many people actually in designer or game director positions simply don't know the concept of game pillars. Yes, they know that you need to have a general concept of the game you're working with to make it, but the specific term of game pillars is not known, and or it is known, but people don't know exactly what game pillars are and how to make them and why they should make them. So is it necessary for everybody to use game pillars? Of course not. I don't think it's 100% necessary. Moreover, I think there's many other design methodologies that will create games, and you don't have to create this, you don't have to use this framework of vision, pillars, features kind of approach. But I'm sure that no matter what methodology you go with, you need some sort of framework for what you're making. Again, can you make a good game without any framework whatsoever? Mathematically, it's possible. But you're just rolling the dice day after day, and you're hoping for the day that something good will come out of it. It's not impossible. It's just exceedingly difficult and complicated for no immediate benefit. So that's it. That's the 3 reasons why I think game dev teams don't use game pillars. Specifically for the third one, where you do know that they're important, but you don't know how to make them, and you don't know why you should use them and how specifically they make a game better, or they make all the work, putting a game head towards a single direction, a direction that will end up with a high quality game that many people would love to play. I'm going to link a video here, so you can take a look at that if you're interested. And as always, thank you for your time and have fun.